Africa, and we meet to discuss cutting-edge issues on the frontier of law, technology, and policy, and AI. So it's on the back of that we are coming here. So I think because there will be people from both Google and from our guests from each country that I will be mentioning later in the program, let me save the introductions for when those people will be coming on stage. But thank you so much.
Thank you, Michael. Yeah, before I call on Prof. Wandari to give us a welcoming speech, I would want to call a very good friend of mine in the person of Abudulai to say something. We've been working with them at the Google office. Abudulai, come.
Hello, everyone. So I'll be very brief. I just want to say congratulations, Isaac, for all the work that you've done. Although Google, we help with funding all the innovation, building an app, collecting data languages. It's basically all of your work. And I just want to mention that whenever I travel and have speaking engagements, I always talk about this particular project. We started with just enabling speaking technology, so understanding, having to be able to understand 5 Ghanaian languages. It was the first step. But what is interesting, I think, is that these projects set the foundation. So University of Ghana can go by themselves now, and basically, we've only done 5 languages for speak recognition, but there's still a huge gap. There's many more languages in Ghana, in the region. But what is interesting is that everyone involved in this project, including the students, can take this project and then take this experience somewhere else, whether they are going to start their own startups or being a researcher. And although we worked on regular speech, what is interesting is that the initiative of University of Ghana to do the same for people with atypical speech. So let's say if you are deaf, you may speak differently, but it's still very important for AI to understand your voice. So congratulations again in enabling Ghanaian voices in the age of AI. And I'm really proud of this project. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we also thank Google for the. Okay, so moving on, next I'll be calling on Professor Godwin Awandari, our own Pro Vice Chancellor for Academic Student Affairs. He's a renowned scholar, and probably because he's not in IT, that is why you've not heard about him. Yes, if you're doing stuff to do with malaria, and I mean, he's a very renowned scholar. Yes. Recently, he received an award. I don't even have to say recent, because every time he receives an award, sometimes I ask myself, when will I get there? Every 3 months, this man is receiving an award. Every 3 months, he's receiving an award. He's a wonderful guy. He happens to be the second in command at University of Ghana. So after the Vice Chancellor, so it means that we have one of the top dignitaries amongst us this afternoon. Prof, can you give us a welcome address?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Professor Wiafi. Thank you all, and good afternoon. It's a great pleasure to be here to mark this very significant milestone in African leadership of science, where we are launching this initiative, which seeks to strengthen, our capacity to use AI to address our challenges. We all appreciate that AI is a very powerful tool, and it gives us enormous potential to improve quality of life, to address long-standing challenges, and to develop innovative ways of improving our health addressing disease and so on and so forth. But in doing so, we have to be inclusive. Indeed, as a university, we've just outdoored our 5-year strategic plan we outdoored it last year. We started implementing it this year. And it has 5 strategic priorities. But what runs through all our priorities are being inclusive, being sustainable, and what's the third one now? What's the third one? We have inclusivity, sustainability, and oh, why did I forget the one? Well, being equitable, sorry. So it's also in line with inclusivity. So we are very passionate about providing opportunities for all our students, regardless of background, regardless of ability, and regardless of economic strength. And in addition to the strategic plan, we also have our research strategy, which has 7 priority areas, and one of them is focused on, advanced technologies such as AI, machine learning, and data science. We are enormously proud of what our Department of Computer Science has done through the leadership of Prof. Yafi and others, and through this very productive partnership that we've had with Google over the years. I think as soon as Google came to Ghana, they reached out to us and they started working with us in various ways. In addition to AI, there are several other initiatives that various units in the university work with Google. And we are very, very proud of the partnership we have with Google. And we think that this is just the beginning. There are many opportunities to grow. I was just talking about Gene Drive with my friend a few minutes ago, and it was interesting to find out that Google actually does research on trying to genetically modify mosquitoes to make them sterile and not transmit malaria. So that I found to be very interesting. I didn't know that Google was in that arena as well. But that is something that we look forward to expanding our collaboration to. Just to highlight some of the work that we've done together with Google, the group led by Prof. Yafi, which is the Human Computer Interaction Lab within our computer science department, they've worked together on a project that we call WAXAL, and this project has been very impactful in addressing the scarcity of high-quality linguistic data, which has hindered progress in developing speech technologies for African languages. So under this project, native researchers and students from the Department of Computer Science collected and transcribed voice recordings across several Ghanaian languages and created a 5,000-hour speech corpus, which is open source for the development of automatic speech recognition models. This has marked a significant enabling milestone towards inclusive and representative AI for Africa. We are also very proud to note the successful implementation and delivery of this WhatsApp project by our team here together with our colleagues at Google. And this has been made possible by generous research gifts from Google. So we are enormously grateful for the financial support that has enabled some of this to be done. These have enabled us to advance socially impactful projects that demonstrate how AI can serve our well-being. Among some of the achievements are digital keyboards for Ghanaian languages, including Akan, Ewe, Ga, and Izima. They also have an Akan spell checker designed to function like Grammarly, and this is for Akan text. And the lab intends to integrate this into Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. So this is very innovative. They also have a machine translation system for translating Akan to English. They have an image description app for Akan and Ewe. They have a text-to-speech application in Akan and Ewe. This is important for assistive technology for people with disability. They have the automatic speech recognition for Akan, both standard and for impaired speech, and also for Ewe for standard speech. They have the Obapening maternal health chatbot, which is offering culturally sensitive antenatal and postnatal guidance. Then they have the Techerema project, which is advancing automatic speech recognition for individuals with speech impairments. And like I mentioned earlier, they have a large speech corpora, including 5,000 hours of atypical speech data and 50 hours of impaired Akan speech. So these are just not academic products. These are actually transformative technologies with practical, human-centered benefits that bring us closer to an inclusive digital ecosystem where every Ghanaian voice, accent, and ability can be represented, understood, and empowered. So we wish to really commend our team and Google for working together to produce these innovative projects. From the inception of the Waxal project in 2023 through several subsequent research gifts, the support from Google has enabled the Department of Computer Science and their lab that is led by Prof. Weafi to undertake impactful research and to fund several MSc students to contribute to this mission. So in conclusion, let me once again express our gratitude to Google for the partnership that we've had, for our shared vision of promoting African leadership in AI. And together, we are shaping a future where African innovations are designed by Africans for Africans. We thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Prof, for that wonderful welcome speech. I think you saw another gentleman walk in right now. He's the provost of the college which I belong to. So if I don't introduce him, he will sack me. Prof, welcome. Maybe we'll give you some few seconds to relax because you're next online. Yes. So before the program moves on, let me introduce some few people from University of Ghana and from the industry who have joined us. We have Dr. Hudu, who is head of Department of Linguistics. He's been very, very supportive for the project when it gets to the technical details, and he's been very, very helpful. He's been with us for the past 3 years. We also have our own and dear Sito in the person of Mr. Boache. When the servers are not running, I call him, and he makes sure that things are working. Today he's here with us. We have a friend and a partner from Farmerline Ghana. Don't know how many have heard about Farmerline Ghana. They are doing wonderful jobs when it comes to bringing things from, they're doing things similar to what we are doing actually. So they try to communicate with farmers in local languages using VoIP and all those technologies. And we have Mr. Olani here. Please welcome. Yes. Without wasting much time, I would want to call on Professor Mark Sando to welcome us to the college. Thank you very much.
All right. So you said when the servers are not working, you shouldn't complete the statement properly. When the servers are not working, it is his fault. Sito's fault. Sito, yeah, when there's power of two, it is your fault. All right, thank you very much. I believe my senior colleague has already welcomed you to the University of Ghana. All right, so mine is to welcome you to the College of Basic and Applied Sciences. So dear Pro VC, in charge of academic and student affairs, deans present, executives from Google and cognate institutions that are present also, project management, esteemed faculty present, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the College of Basic and Applied Sciences. So we are one of the 4 colleges currently under the college system of the University of Ghana, and we have been working at helping societies to solve problems. Now, you agree with me that one of the cardinal roles of universities and research institutions is to help identify societal problems and to find solutions to them. That is what we exist for. And that is why University of Ghana in the year 2024, as part of our strategies for charting the way forward, we put together a vision, a 5-year vision. And the vision, you know, the short form of the vision is to make the university increasingly important towards global developmental agendas through cutting-edge research and innovation. So what we do as a university is to innovate to solve societal problems. And that is the reason why we are here today. Over the years, you know, this university is about 78 years now. Is it 77? 77 years now. And the College of Basic and Applied Sciences and its antecedent units have been in existence since the inception of this university. And that's what we have been doing. We have been carrying out cutting-edge research. We have been carrying out research that is helpful to society. Everywhere you find life within Ghana, West Africa, and Africa, you find the imprints of the University of Ghana. We are very proud of that. And you will find the imprints of the College of Basic and Applied Sciences. So, specifically to this particular, the reason why we are here. Now, the Department of Computer Science, consistent with the vision of this university, has been engaging with Google and other stakeholders to find innovations on how to improve upon the way we live. So they have been trying their best to put together language technologies. And they have done a very good job at that. Earlier this year, we had a hackathon on that. And the university again showcased what we are capable of doing as a university. And the College of Basic and Applied Sciences again exhibited its work. Now, so today we are taking it a step further. And that's why we are here. And on behalf of the management of the College of Basic and Applied Sciences, my role here is to lend full support to all the collaborators, especially the scientists that are coming from here. We want to demonstrate to the world that we are capable of doing optimum potential with even minimal support. And I'm using this opportunity again to urge stakeholders, especially Google. We are grateful to you for the support that you have provided, the infrastructure that you have enabled us to have to teach, and then the engagement that we have been able to have over the years, and then the innovation that we have been able to put together. We believe that the future will even get brighter as we collaborate to solve even more important problems that affect society. So on this note, I want to warmly welcome you on behalf of the college and indicate to you that you have our full support. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Prof, for that wonderful speech. Again, we've been joined by another wonderful guy, my head of department, in the person of Professor Ebenezer Owusu. Prof, welcome. So move to the next activity. We have Vicentia. Please, are you here? Yes, Vicentia is going to show us experiences that she's enjoyed using the Gemini. I know recently Google gave us the chance to enroll to the Gemini Pro free for students for 1 year. Yes, it's a wonderful thing. The only problem I have with it is that I don't know why they did not add faculty. So I called Perry and I told Perry that please, we are the ones teaching the students. So let's use it so that the student will also use it. Yes. So we will be very, very grateful if you can extend that to us. And we also plead that since we are currently on vacation, if they can extend the deadline, I think that will be wonderful, because some of our students are really benefiting from it. And Vicentia is an example, and we want her to come and talk about the benefits that she's been making. Vicentia, welcome.
Every semester, I tell myself the same lie. This semester is going to be the best. I'll be best friends with every lecturer and submit all my assignments on time. But every semester, there I am at 3 a.m. trying to cram up a 300-page PDF for a test I have that same morning. Hi, I'm Vicentia. I'm a member of the HCI lab. All protocols observed. I'll be here to reintroduce you to a tool that took me from being a B+ student to an A+ student. I'm currently studying for my M4 in computer science, and one time I had a really big test in my advanced data structures and algorithms class, and I only had one night to cram up. So I decided to use Gemini. I connected it to my Google Drive and uploaded the PDF that we are using. That's the Leveson book. I gave it a simple prompt to explain the cut and rod problem, because that is where my test is coming from. It gave me a step-by-step process as to how I should solve the problem. And it further gave me the source page numbers of the information it got the solution from. And because I wanted to test my knowledge, I used the Canvas model to turn these notes into a quiz to test my understanding further. So it takes some time to create the quiz, and then it marks me whether I'm correct or wrong. And because I'm a visual learner, I further on prompted it to create a PowerPoint slide. With this, it summarizes the key points that I have to just go through and be ready for my test. With this, you could directly export it to your Google Slides or download it to your PC. After this night, I just decided to create a gem. It's like a little Gemini model, but designed for a particular task. So I made a gem to teach me this course always, so I won't always be unprepared. Then I uploaded the knowledge base as my Leveson book, of course, and then there I have it, my DSA tutor. Because I'm an MPhil student, I needed to brainstorm a thesis project. So I used the deep research model to quickly go through all databases to give me a correct topic that will impress my lecturers. With this, it doesn't just cite the other books out there, it gives me the link so I can further go on to read those papers to prepare myself for any questions that will come my way. With this, I could send it to my Google Docs in a beautifully structured manner, as you can see here. And further, I can represent this data as a website, infographic, quiz, flashcard, or create a podcast audio overview of the text it has given me. I really love the infographic tool because I can better visualize my data. As you can see here, it's very interactive. Next, because I want to make the semester the best, I take advantage of the scheduled actions. The third one helps me plan the tasks I have to perform for the day. It reads my Google Calendar, check my recent emails and documents, and suggest some tasks I have to complete for the day. So this semester is going to be a great one with this task. Next, my Gemini it's integrated with the other tools in the Google Workspace, Gmail and the rest. And with the Gemini Pro, I can integrate it with my GitHub account to directly pull source code from any repository I have and work with Gemini hand in hand. Moving to the mobile version, I love the Gemini Live, as it's like I'm FaceTiming a friend that has all the knowledge in the world. So I'll show you a demo because I found a plant as I was walking by and I really loved it.
That looks like an asparagus fern. They are quite popular as indoor plants because they are relatively easy to care for. They prefer bright, indirect sunlight and should be watered regularly.
So I was really happy to be walking by, seeing the plants, and Gemini helped me identify the type of plants. Gemini didn't only help me to study, it helped me to explore, it helped me to research. And honestly, it helped me to calm down with everything that was going on in my life. 2 days ago, Gemini 3 was released, and when I tested it, my mind was blown because it gave me PhD level reasoning. Now I can confidently say that PhD doesn't scare me anymore. The best part of all this is that as a student, you have the Gemini Pro plan free for a year. So if you have any questions, you can contact any one of us in the ACI lab and we'll help you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vicentia, for that. That's interesting. Yes, like she said, Vicentia is one of the brilliant ladies I have in my lab. She works on VR. As we speak, she's developed almost the whole of University of Ghana in virtual reality. Yes. Yeah. This is very good on that. So we will take some break and then show you some of the things doing in the lab. Then after that, Michael will take over and then we go on with the launch of the AI. Thank you.
Google has been one of the strongest and long-standing partners, working with us to push the boundaries of AI research in Ghana and across Africa. With their support, we have collected over 5,000 hours of speech data for standard, as well as non-standard speech, covering over 1,000 hours of speech as well. They provided several incentives making this kind of efforts possible. Google, by extension, have funded several graduate students in the Department of Computer Science, providing funds for their tuition and stipends. I am happy to say that our most recent project, About Penny, was supported by Google, a voice-to-voice chat board that provides support in maternal health care, bridging the digital divide. As we speak, Google has supported us with $20,000 worth of credits to their German models, as well as another additional support of $5,000, all of which are incentives that will drive and motivate brilliant minds within the DCS HCI lab. We cannot countenance on the support that we have received from Google. It has indeed been immense, and we are very much grateful. My name is Mark Atamensa, Assistant Lecturer of the Department of Computer Science and a member of the DCS HCI lab.
I am Sumaya Ahmed Salis. I got connected to the HCI lab through the Google UG scholarship at the Department of Computer Science. So I was among the 3 people who were selected for the scholarship for the year 2024 to 2025. And we went through a rigorous process to get selected.
So towards the end of last year, when I was in my final year, I started hearing a lot about the HCI lab and the work they were doing.
I'm Fifi, and basically before I joined the HCI lab, I wasn't doing anything. I was a fresh uni student, and I came to enjoy the advertised freedom that was preached about when we were in secondary school. So I was just playing games and just eating and sleeping.
Hi, I'm Jararia Vicentia Welagamu. When I was a fresher, I was still navigating the tech space, and that's when I met Professor Wiafe, who showed me the ropes of academia and how to use technology to solve complex problems.
I joined this lab as a result of my ambition to build AI technologies that would help represent the local languages we have in Ghana on the global scale. This is as a result of the fact that we find that our languages are considered to be low resource and underrepresented, and hence we are not able to contribute meaningfully as Ghanaians to the AI and tech space.
Before I joined the lab, I was working as a data analytics consultant. However, I wanted to participate in an environment that fostered research in artificial intelligence. Then again, I also wanted to build solutions that were tailored for Ghanaians.
I consider joining the lab one of the most transformative experiences of my academic journey. What made the biggest difference for me was the exposure to a culture of collaboration, curiosity, and community-driven research innovations. I learned very quickly that the lab was, more than a research space. It was an ecosystem where ideas were nurtured, challenged, and translated into real-world solutions.
After hearing rumors of some projects being done in this lab, which is the Human Computer Interaction Lab, I was intrigued to make some inquiries with some members or then members of the lab. And after finding out or getting some answers, I decided to contact Professor Wiafe and ask if I could join or make a slight contribution to their projects.
I approached Prof and he gave me a very interesting project to work on. And then from there, it has just been one exciting project after another.
Eating and sleeping was not enough for me anymore. I needed to find a purpose in my life. So I was then introduced to Professor Isaac Wiafe. Ever since then, I've been able to program, develop 3D environments, do so many things. And also the main thing I learned was there was no longer an I when it comes to teamwork. I learned about collaboration, how to work with people and how to relate well with them and how to speak to them.
My experience with the UG Speech Data project and initiative taught me that apart from the whole ensemble architectures or parameters or instructional approaches that encapsulate LLMs or AI model development, the accuracy, the source and testament of the data in training these models perpetuates its feasibility and efficiency in using such models. This form of understanding for me as a student and an African makes it easy for me to comprehend the, in quote, black box development of AI. I moved away from thinking of having to fully capitalize on how the Western world build AI for use cases, but also take that initiative to want to develop AI models for ingrown Ghanaian and African initiatives as well.
When now I look at technology, I think about including everybody. I think about my community and how it can make a change, because usually technology favors people in advanced country, people that have a lot of resources, and for people that don't have all these things, they're excluded from technology.
I'm very excited to have been a beneficiary of such a partnership. I'm hoping to see more. There should be more opportunities for other people to also benefit and enjoy. And as far as Africa is concerned, I believe that this is the foundation to building technology that actually ensures that we as Africans are included in the digital space.
The HCI lab has helped me improve my people skills, my development, timing, and overall my communications with clients and my co-workers or mates.
This partnership shows that there is hope, and we believe that we'll be able to bridge that gap and develop more and beneficial technologies to close this gap between the high resource languages and the low resource languages.
This partnership would help us rise as a powerhouse in the AI sphere.
I think the partnership between Google and the ACI lab will bridge the gap by connecting local talents to global resources by empowering we young researchers to not be only consumers of AI, but to join in the AI revolution.
This partnership has gotten me involved in the AI revolution, has gotten Ghana involved in the AI revolution, and has got Africa involved in the AI revolution. And I think this is a very good step in making Africa a global AI powerhouse.
Watching this was really heartbreaking for me because just 3 years ago, before we started dealing with Abulai, we were nowhere near this at the department. The HCI lab happens to be the youngest lab in the department. That's the computer science department. And the support that comes from Google is really, really helping. If it stops, I don't know what will happen. Because as I speak, 3 of our best students who wouldn't have had a chance of doing MPhil actually had a chance because of the 20,000 Google gifts that we got. And they developed about 50% of the models that we are running. We have other students who have also moved out and they proceeded. They are doing their PhDs. One of the guys in the lab is now working with Bloomberg UK. One is with University of Reading, the other with University of West London. So the question I asked myself was that if the 20,000 had not come, where would these people be? And if we get 100,000, what can we do? So I think it's something that we should be considering. I want to hand over to Michael. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you. Thank you so much, Professor Weafe. Now I see why, Prof, when I met you in person now, I see why you keep looking younger every day, because you work with young people. And that presentation from Vicentia, at Google, we always practice these presentations of these apps, but I've never seen such a seamless, eloquent, and I think part of it was live, actually. I think the Gemini part was live. Where's Vicentia? Was that live when you demoed Google Gemini live? Ah, okay. Wow, either way, it was really good. So thank you so much. We are so honored to be here at the University of Ghana. For me, actually, it's my first time to be in Ghana. And I'm really, really, really wowed by the hospitality and the welcoming that we have received from the people here in Ghana. Very warm-hearted. And I'm from Kenya, and the first thing that the lady who was stamping my visa said was like, "Really, you're from Kenya? You look like you're from Ghana." And I said, "Oh, that's good. That's very endearing." So as I mentioned, we've had about 1.5 days of engagements. We have about 7 African countries represented. Actually, I should say all 50 plus countries of Africa represented, because we have the African Union here, right? So all of Africa is here. And I will later, when we are unpacking the blueprint, I will be calling one representative from each of the countries or regions here to be on stage. But I want to say that Prof. DVC, we have been soaking in not just the hospitality of Ghana, but also the culture, the food. I've been feeding these guys with kelewele, with fufu, with kenke. And yesterday we danced to the music of Kwanpa. You know Kwanpa? They are the famous traditional Ghanaian music band who surprised us because they actually played music for every country represented, including Russia, because my colleague Olga is from Russia. They played the Russian national anthem. Can you imagine? I never figured I'd be dancing to the Russian national anthem in Africa, but it's quite a moment. But there was a part in the music. I don't know if you know this, which song this is, but or what the name of the dance is. It's Ghanaian. I don't know what they were saying, but we had to do a lot of this. Do you know what that is? Yes, something like that. So In Kenya, the equivalent of that, what we have is we do it with the shoulders. We do it like this. Yeah, thank you. So I mentioned that we are here. We've been having the Google Internet Academy, the Africa Internet Academy, now morphing into the AI Academy. And this part of the program is the end of that academy, where we actually get to engage and know more about what our partners are doing in their communities. And what a better place to be than to be hosted by Prof and your team. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to call upon Doron Avni. Doron is the Vice President for Government Affairs and Public Policy for Google for the Emerging Markets region. Welcome, Doron.
Thanks, Mike. Where is Vicencia? That was amazing. You know, I've been at Google for 15 years. This is the best product presentation I've ever seen, right? Wow. Wow, wow. Our host, Professor Gordon Awandare, the Vice Chancellor for the university, thanks for having us. Chief guest, Dr. Makong, representative of the Secretary General of the AFCFTA, Wamakele Mene, Professor Samdo Idana, Provost, College of the Basics and Applied Sciences, students, you're our most important guests today, leaders and friends. Good afternoon. It's such a privilege to be here in this institute, which is really a beacon of intellectual leadership. It's not by coincidence that Google has partnered with this university. I want to start by acknowledging this important initiative that so many of you have spoken about, including my colleague Abdullah here, happening right here at the campus, called the African Languages Inclusion Project. And as you heard, this is a partnership between the university and Google Research, Abdullah's team, and it uses AI to solve a very human problem. It focuses on 5 Ghanaian languages, as we've heard from others, and the goal is to improve communication for individuals with non-standard speech patterns, right? So for me, the reason this inspires me because it proves that innovation and technology do not leave anyone behind, and the power of technology. And it moves from accessibility to identity. And for my colleagues from the African AI Academy that was held just yesterday and today, this will remind you of the conversation that we had yesterday. The conversation was that we need to acknowledge the simple truth that your language is your identity. It's the stories that your mom told you when you were a child. And whether spoken perfectly or with difficulty, your voice matters and technology must listen to you. This determination to build technology that reflects the reality of Africa is what fuels people's optimism about the AI opportunity. And I felt this optimism this week when I was in Ethiopia with the African Union Commission and also with all the colleagues here at the AI Academy. Leaders have really articulated a bold, ambitious view for AI in Africa. However, realizing this ambition of having AI all across Africa faces a really critical challenge, and that is that over half of African companies report that their biggest barrier to growth is a shortage of talent, right? They need people with AI skills. So I know many of you are studying AI skills, so you're doing definitely the right thing. Now, from where I sit, and I've said before, I've been at Google for 15 years, we've been fighting the digital divide for so many years. And now we're facing the risk that the digital divide will turn into an AI divide. An AI divide will be much harder to cross. And this divide is not just about infrastructure, right? It's not just about computers and having data centers. It's about people. You can import servers, you can import cables, but you cannot import a generation of innovators. You need to empower them right here. If we do not prioritize AI skills for Africa, technology will advance, but Africa will not. So from my point of view, skills are sort of the bridge to cross this AI divide. Now, our job, my job, your job, and the government's job is to build a bridge now. Google has already trained 7 million people here in Africa on digital skills, but we must go further when it comes to AI. And that is why the centerpiece of our announcement today is the launch of the AI Skilling Blueprint for Africa. This framework is designed to help governments create a national AI strategy. It builds a future-ready workforce by focusing on 3 essential groups. First, the learners. That's the general public and K-12 students. They need this basic understanding of what AI is. Then come the implementers. These are most of the workforce. Think about small and medium businesses, government officials, and they are using tools in their work, AI tools. And finally, there are the AI innovators. These are the academics and the researchers that will design the future of AI innovation. This is practically folks sitting here in this room. You will hear more about the blueprint shortly from our lead author, Kati Sominen, and Charles Morito, sitting here, our regional director for Sub-Saharan Africa. But let's be honest here. A blueprint needs action to come to life. We heard just now how far $20,000 can go. So today, to support this framework, we're making 3 practical commitments. We want to ensure that Africa plays its part in shaping the future of AI. First, we're investing in the innovators. Last month, we launched the Google DeepMind AI Research Foundation's curriculum. And this free university-level program teaches you how to build a modern language model from scratch. To further support those innovators, we're activating a $7.5 million grant that was announced earlier this year. We are working with the FATE Foundation and the African Institute for Mathematical Sciences to embed advanced research curricula into universities across the continent. Second, we're scaling the learners. We're funding a JA Africa and CyberSafe Foundation program. This will help to scale vital digital literacy and safety training to young people and communities, ensuring that no one is left behind. And this builds on what we previously announced and Vincencia so passionately shared with us, which is that we're giving students across 8 African countries, including here in Ghana, free access to Gemini Advanced for a full year. And this is all powered by our latest and state-of-the-art model announced just a couple of days ago, Gemini 3. And as we saw already, this provides you with really compelling tools to assist you in your studies. Some of the things I love the most is, for example, scanning a textbook diagram, right? And having Gemini to give you an instant explanation, or turning your lecture notes into a podcast that you can listen to on the way. We practically want each and everyone in this room to have the world's best AI as your tutor. And finally, none of this works without viable and reliable data. We heard this from the students in the video. Skilled innovator needs reliable data to solve problems, like you're doing here in the university. And that is why Google.org and our Data Commons initiative is providing $2.25 million to support the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa and other partners. We're helping to create a regional data commons, building trustworthy data sets for AI. And this will empower African institutions with the trustworthy data they need to make decisions that drive growth. Look, innovation has always been a team sport. By establishing these foundations that I just spoke about of data, providing a policy roadmap, and empowering talent, we're taking the next step in building a prosperous AI-driven future for Africa. We have a shared commission. Sorry, shared commission as well, but shared commitment would be better, to nurture the emerging generation of AI architects. Architects who are African, educated in Africa, and solving African problems. This is Africa's moment. Let us work together to ensure that Africa doesn't just adapt to this new AI era, but rises as a force that shapes it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Duran. So we are going now to the presentation from Kati Suminen, our lead researcher on the AI scaling blueprint for Africa. Kati could not be here with us in person, so we are going to listen to this presentation. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kati Suominen, and I'm the founder and CEO of Nextdrake Group, and very pleased to be sharing this AI Skilling Blueprint for Africa. We have been working together with Google to develop this blueprint together with African stakeholders over the past several months, and very pleased to be sharing this with you. Apologies, I couldn't be there. I'm actually in Brussels exactly this week, but look forward to being in Africa in 2026 and discussing this further with you. So the purpose of this blueprint is to create comprehensive national AI skilling plan, or the grounds for such plans that governments can readily adopt at the level of heads of state, at the level of ministries, to promote AI skilling in various segments of the society. And we are focusing on 3 segments that were also highlighted in Google's AI Sprinters flagship report, such as AI learners, AI implementers, and AI innovators. And I will go into that a bit down the road. Why we did this was that we discovered that there's a tremendous hunger for skilling in AI in Africa. When we look at, for instance, search terms that Africans have used over the past several years, we discovered that AI learning about AI training are very widely used search terms, meaning that Africans are looking for ways in which they can learn and skill themselves in AI. Also, African businesses, when we surveyed over 1,000 firms, businesses across sectors said that they are looking for a mix of soft and hard skills to leverage AI, like critical thinking and research skills. And of occupations, they are looking for software engineers, data AI data scientists, design specialists, and such. Actually, very similar percentages of businesses in different verticals are seeking out this talent. However, what we also discovered is that Africa has the lowest human capital in the world for AI. So this is data from the IMF that indicates that Africa Sub-Saharan Africa in particular, has ways to go to develop this human capital for AI. Similarly, in different sectors of the society, professional services, manufacturing, financial services, and such, the density of workers that have AI skills, AI competencies, is lowest in South Africa compared to peer economies like Saudi Arabia, India, and Israel. So there's a workforce development that needs to happen also for there to be more people with AI skills in these different verticals. And finally, when we asked businesses, well, how difficult is it to fill those occupations that we're looking to hire for, we discovered that those occupations that businesses are really looking to hire for to take advantage of AI are also the hardest to fill. So again, the AI data scientists, software engineers are tough for businesses to find. And thus this blueprint. Of course, African governments are working at the domestic level and continental level already on plans to scale their populations in AI. And this is our blueprint is hoped to foster these efforts and provide some ideas of how to operationalize them. Now, we also have found actually that when we look at programs and policies that have already been adopted, that have already been put in place to scale populations in AI, North America, Europe, East Asia have already operationalized several programs. So we took 40 economies and looked at the kinds of programs that they have put in place, found over 200 programs, and then averaged the number of programs per region and countries in the region, and found that Africa has, yes, adopted different programs, operationalized AI skilling and policies, but there is still ways to go. For instance, to adopt AI in national education policy, roll out AI in primary and secondary education, promote SMEs learning about AI. So Africa still has kind of relatively low preparedness and relatively uncomprehensive AI skilling programs, and this can change, of course, by operationalizing the AI skilling components in AI strategies, and then following these other economies that have already put in place programs and policies. So that's our blueprint, and the blueprint sets out specific strategies and actions to scale populations at their level of competency. So AI learners, like general population, primary and secondary students, need basics in AI. So they need, for instance, awareness building about what AI is, what it can do for them as consumers, as voters, and so forth. Children need the basic understanding about AI, Gen AI. And then there are the AI implementers that need another kinds of skills, the skills to leverage AI, take advantage of AI, create new value with AI. And this consists of SMEs, professionals, lawyers, doctors, and so on, and of course, civil servants and teachers as well, who are really in the front lines of AI skilling. And finally, there are the AI innovators, the entrepreneurs, developers, researchers that are creating new breakthrough innovations using AI, and they need yet another set of skills. And for that, for instance, we may want to propose master's and PhD level AI programs in universities in Africa. So the blueprint lays out these strategies and actions for different segments of the population. Now, programs are, of course, already in place in many economies that these experiences could be learned from and built upon. For AI learners, implementers, innovators, Egypt, for instance, just rolled out AI coding, AI and coding programs across secondary schools. There is work between Google and the government of Nigeria to promote workforce development, skill 8 million Nigerians in AI skills. And then there is work already on the way to support the innovators, different research institutes in Africa. Public-private partnerships also, there are several championed by Google, for instance, and these, of course, sky is the limit in operationalizing these and skilling workers for the AI era. There is also in the blueprint over 40 different international experiences and cases in AI skilling for different segments of the population, such as Japanese models for use of Gen AI in primary and secondary education, how to teach children to learn about AI, learn how to use AI, apply AI, and so on. Koreans have already taken the leap of rolling out AI-powered textbooks for children to personalize their learning. And Saudi Arabia has an ambitious program, 1 million Saudi in AI, to equip 1 million Saudi citizens in AI knowledge and skills. And UK, Singapore offer great examples of SME skilling in AI. So lots of great examples there for you to see. I would say also we discovered in the report that African businesses are investing heavily in workforce development of their own employees. So particularly businesses that are investing heavily in AI are also investing heavily in workforce development, and African economies have a ready opportunity to work with these companies that are skilling their own workforces and scale that work. So there's also great public-private partnership opportunities locally. We lay out some sets of principles for this AI skilling, such as for taking whole government approach. So not only focusing on education ministries, but also thinking about mainstreaming AI skilling through labor ministries, through ICT ministries, through SME agencies, startup agencies, and such. Of course, mainstreaming skilling in responsible uses of AI, ethical uses, and then finally thinking about AI also as a journey. AI skilling, it never stops, right? So we can think of it this way, where we work together with business, government, educators to create AI skilling plans and then launch pilots to operationalize those plans, scale up models that work, and then measure impacts. And the guy here with the suitcase keeps just climbing and climbing the stairs endlessly as technology evolves and skills evolve. And finally, there's opportunities to work at the regional levels. For instance, to develop a continental AI skilling policy and plans, and then at the REX level to share good experiences and good practices, share also resources. Why not have a regional AI skilling among REC members and promote AI R&D. And finally, I would say we need better data on skills in AI in Africa. And this is where there are also opportunities for partnerships with companies like LinkedIn, for instance. So that's all on my side. Thank you so much for the attention. Here's the QR code where you can find the report. You can also email me at kati@nextstreetgroupllc.com. I'm always all ears for your take and observations, and look forward to working together in next year. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You can also find the message from Doron and the link to the blueprint on the Google Africa blog, which was actually pushed out and published today, because today is the day that we are launching the blueprint. So having heard from Kati on the highlights of the blueprint, I would like to call upon Charles Morito. Charles is the Regional Director for Google Government Affairs and Public Policy in Sub-Saharan Africa. Welcome, Charles.
Thank you very much, Mike. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so happy to know that people had lunch. I stand on existing protocol, but for starters, I think for me, one of the best things I've seen today is Vincentia. And also all the other testimonials that went on today. And I can see she's smiling because she deserves to smile. I think we should give her another round of applause. As Doron said, I think that's one of the best product demos I've ever seen since I joined Google. And I've been there for a while as well. And for me, when I looked at the testimonials as well as what Vincentia said, this is what organizing the world's information, making it universally accessible, and most importantly, useful. our mission at Google is all about. It's about individual stories like hers. It's about us, the people. It's not just about the technology. I therefore want to urge all of you to commit that you're going to share with every single student that you know to sign up for that Gemini Pro student offer. The deadline is December 9th. So how many of you will commit to that? For the students in the room, how many of you have signed up? How many of you have not signed up? Students. Okay, you promise you'll sign up? Fantastic. At least I've gotten one more to sign up, which is brilliant. But it's not just about signing up. It's about what you can be able to do, as Vincentia so articulately demonstrated. Prof, your request has been noted. I may not deliver it immediately, but it's been well noted. Anyway, I digress. It's an absolute privilege for me to stand here and speak to you about a topic that's not just critical, but really foundational to Africa's future, AI skilling. This launch is not just a theoretical exercise. It's an urgent call to action. Now, the question is, how do we bring this blueprint that Kathy spoke about to life? That's what I want to focus in a couple of minutes. The first thing is, we must actively socialize the blueprint, and most importantly, build a coalition across governments, educational institutions, private sector, and civil society. And for those colleagues of mine who are at the AI Academy, I promise that I'll give you a preview, and you see I actually have delivered on that. This isn't just a single entity. It really requires collective ownership and shared commitment. The second thing is that I'm pleased to share that Kathy, who was on screen, is available to conduct workshops that will help further articulate how to implement these strategies. So let's definitely work with her, and you can reach out to us to be able to facilitate that. Because these sessions are going to be invaluable in translating the blueprint's high-level recommendations into very basic, tangible action plans. And then finally, I want to highlight the impactful work that's already underway, exemplified by Google's efforts in supporting organizations like the Fate Foundation and AIMS, as my boss, Doron, mentioned earlier. Through these partnerships, we're also working actively to help universities across Africa to embed Google DeepMind's AI research curriculum into their programs. And I hope that we can work closely with you to ensure that at least University of Ghana is able to do that here. This is a tangible step towards nurturing our next generation of AI innovators. The journey to comprehensive AI skilling in Africa is a marathon, not a sprint. But with this blueprint as our guide, and a collaborative spirit, and a commitment to make practical action, we can be able to unlock Africa's immense potential. So let's go forth, let's skill our population so that we can build this continent that we absolutely love. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So in this next segment, I want to have a presentation of blueprint and print editions and a follow-up. I want to begin by calling the star, Vicentia. Please come up stage. And may I please invite Dr. Sotetsi Makong, the Director of Coordination and Programs at the African Continental Free Trade Area, who will be... Hello, sir. I'll call you to make your remarks later. I just want you to present the blueprint to you, sir. And then I'll let you know when you can make your remarks. Vicentia, please. Let's first have this photo of our two stars of the show, our chief guest and our star of the show. Can I have 2 copies of the blueprint, please? Yeah. I'll give you each a copy. There's a print copy. You can have the. You can show the cameraman what you got from me. Please remain on stage as I call Professor Gordon and Doron and Charles. Do we have a representative from the government of Ghana here yet? If not, it's fine. We'll find a way to get it to them. Professor Wefe, please. I would like to call upon, just a minute. Yeah, I would like to call upon the African Union. Magali Anderson, please. Magali is the director of ICT at the African Union. Quinn, may I have more copies, please? Yes. And also the provost of the College of Basic and Applied Sciences. Could you give a copy to each person? If you don't have enough, you can get them from the bags. Okay. Huh? Yeah, it's okay. Sorry, you just get a few more copies. So I think we have Africa represented there, fully hosted by Google and Ghana, right? So this is a very auspicious launch. Need some help there? Okay. So after this photo, we're going to have a few more. So let's have that photo. Please show the blueprint. Because Charles asked you to commit, so that's a document on which you're making the commitment. Right, and then I'm going to call upon representatives of each country. You can stand over here on the next level because we don't have enough room on stage. But everybody else remain on stage. From South Africa, I would like to call upon Honorable Sangoi, Member of Parliament and the Chairperson of the Parliamentary Committee on Communications and Digital Technologies. You can wait there, yeah. On the next step. And then from Kenya, Honorable John Kiari Wawero, Member of Parliament and Chair of the ICT Committee of the National Assembly. From Malawi, and also representing the Common Market for Eastern, from the Common Market for East and Southern Africa, Mr. Ali Kamanga. From Kenya also, by the way, because she is involved in scaling, Dr. Josephine Wanzia from the Kenya School of Government. From UNECA, do we have, is Bata here from UNECA? Oh yes, Bata. And from Ethiopia, we have Salam. From Nigeria, we have Shamsuddin Hemedi, who is a Special Assistant to the Director General on Digital Transformation at the National Technology Development Agency. From Rwanda, actually, John, I'll ask you to represent Rwanda. You and your colleague, are you both here? Ah, good. From ALU, John Kimani from the African Leadership University. And then from Zimbabwe, Chennai, please. Yeah. Professor Usu, the head of Department of Computer Science, please join us. And Dr. Hudu, head of Department of Computer Science, Linguistics. Please have a round of applause. Did I leave out any country? Not possible, because the African Union is here. What's going on? Who's that? Okay, please. So thank you. So, Prof. and Professor Gordon, I wanted to call those individuals so that you can know we are fully represented here and how we are constituted, and to know that this is a great occasion when we are launching the blueprint. Yes, you can step forward and we have the photos taken there. African Development Bank. Uyoyo. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, please. Yeah, it's under AU, but no, please. You're a partner. You're the one who's financing the scaling of the blueprint.
Yeah, I'm Molali from Farmerline. Mr. Boache Sito, University of Ghana.
Okay. Cameraman, you take that one, then we'll close. Good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Please, you may take your seats. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, all right. So, at this point, I will call upon our chief guest. Our chief guest is representing the African Continental Free Trade Area, AFCFTA. Dr. Sotetsi Makong is the Director of Coordination and Programs at AFCFTA. Dr. Makong, please. Thanks.
Thank you very much, moderator. Let me first thank very much Professor Gordon, the Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs of the University of Ghana, and also send our regards to the Vice President Doran. And I also wish to extend greetings of the Secretary General to all of you, and of course recognize all the professors in this particular hallowed hall, if you allow me to call it that. Let me first start by saying that not so long ago I was in academia, so it always gives me a great pleasure to see the beautiful faces around here. But since that's not the order of the day, and I would like to highlight a few things that I think are very important in view of what is happening today, particularly in the so-called fourth industrial revolution, but also, of course, what others call the AI revolution, which is upon us. And I believe that it's all about being practical. It's about knowing our continent so that we are able to bring about solutions that actually fit the face of our continent and its structure. One of the things that we know is that in any given market in the continent, over 90% of the market players are small and medium enterprises. What is the problem? The problem is the small and medium enterprises are largely not part and parcel of cross-border trade. That's a very important element. And when we talk about the economic growth of the continent, it is not possible, therefore, to dream of achieving such economic integration without having a model, an economic trade model that features this particular market characterization of the continent, which is the vast majority of our people are actually small and medium enterprises. And I think that's a very important issue. And I was listening to the various presentations which were made, and I want to throw a challenge before I go through a number of elements that I have here to share with you. The challenge is it possible that we should think beyond our national borders? Is it possible that this cohort of students in here think of their projects beyond Ghana? I believe that we talked about the language aspects of AI, but I also know that there are bordering communities around Ghana that are speaking the same language. The work that you're doing, therefore, will actually translate and transfer across other borders. If you have traders at the border speaking the same language, sometimes not speaking the same language, could the work that you're doing actually facilitate communication and trade amongst these various traders? Today we have the so-called official languages, and we know that the national official languages are limited. Could the work that you do actually extend to cover these other languages that are not necessarily covered in the national official languages? And again, this is a challenge that I would like to throw to you. Let's think continental, let's think regional, perhaps, yes, national important, but I think our growth lies in us expanding our reach towards the rest of the continent. And I do not believe that any business person, small or big, will make headways without exporting and trading beyond borders. Otherwise, our markets will remain fragmented, and of course, we will not see the withdrawal when it comes to our ability to actually grow our economies to an appreciable extent. It is for this reason, therefore, that we have the AFCFTA. The AFCFTA, and I'll speak about an instrument that basically most of you'll relate with. Our heads of states and government adopted a monumental instrument, namely the Protocol on Digital Trade. What is this Protocol on Digital Trade? This is a legal instrument to which African governments have accepted and adopted to be the regulatory regime under which the innovations that you're coming up with would be able to be tradable beyond Ghana. If today you try to offer your services to one, maybe to Kenya, for example, that is a problem, because the regulatory agency in Kenya will tell you of the different, and I'm glad that Honorable Member of Parliament is here, and he will tell you very well that there are so many certifications that you need to get. But now our members have agreed to say, let's get rid of these onerous certifications and ensure that when you are in Ghana, legally, you are as much as you are in Kenya, because we have created one single digital market. And therefore, the work that's been done here, again, as I said, the challenge is let's think continental, let's think of the growth of the continent beyond our national borders. What you will have and what we have in this legal instrument are several issues. We have measures on where countries have agreed on rules that foster financial inclusion, very important. We have protocol that has an annex or rules on cross-border digital payments. It should be possible for your Momo to actually interconnect with Momo in Nigeria. But today, it's very difficult and it's not actually working. And therefore, it means whoever is actually trading in services, in physical goods, you can only sell to your Ghanaian compatriots. And of course, that is quite limiting. But we do have the rules that actually allow for countries to be able to actually trade across borders in terms of fostering the digital payments. And of course, that means access to finance will be very important, and then the tools that you're creating here are equally important. One of the elements that I wish to raise with you, because AI is such a potent tool, there is no need, of course, to have these long queues at the border. Why is it that the trucks, will actually be kilometers long? Simply because we have to transact on paper. We have to transact on paper. But the moment you actually do away with paper, then of course that is all going to be to fizzle out. How is it going to fizzle out? Again, the protocol that we have, that our heads of states have agreed on, it provides for rules on digital identities. We can identify you as a natural person. We can identify businesses before they get to the border. The rules are there. And therefore, we need to give these particular rules some life. And I want to also challenge you in saying that we need a number of services providers, and I think what Katie presented here is actually telling. We need to make sure that we have several people, with expertise to offer services such as, validating, digital credentials. You are the ones who are supposed to actually create these industries. So again, a very important notion to raise with you. One other element that I wish to raise, and indeed it's important that we have the national AI strategies. And again, there is a continental strategy as well. How do we reduce those strategies into implementable tools? That's a very important issue. And again, it means that, yes, it can be done at the national level, but more so and more importantly, how can we make sure that we reduce that to regional and continental levels? What is the problem? The problem is the fragmentation of regulations. That is a big problem. And that's exactly what the protocol on digital trade is solving, and all of our countries, including Ghana, have agreed to actually move in that particular direction. I'm almost closing. Let me close by saying we need investments. The regulatory market, we have dealt with that particular issue. Of course, yes, we have to push for countries to to ratify this particular protocol on digital trade. But for all intents and purposes, that much is actually done. And therefore, the market is open for you. At the AFCFTA Secretariat, we are pleased to see the work that Google is doing with you. And one of the things that we have embarked on is to introduce the AFCFTA Academy. And the AFCFTA Academy, it's not going to be an institution like the University of Ghana. We recognize that we need to make sure that our people, they do get these services on 24/7 hour basis. And what that means is that we will be partnering with the University of Ghana, where you can, offer your services, on the academy, the University of South Africa, any other university in the continent will be able to actually be part of this one-stop shop of knowledge, where all the rest of the continent will be able to get as much as what is being provided. And it is in that context, therefore, that we also wish to thank Google, because we do have a partnership with Google, under which we have what we call AFCFTA Digital Inclusion and Entrepreneurship Program, where, of course, there is trainings that are being offered to the young people across the continent, and we can only wish this could be scaled up. And of course, what this means is we need collaborations, we need to work together to pull together so that there is critical mass in terms of joining in our synergies and our energies, so that the continent can actually benefit from all these beautiful and great initiatives that we're having. Certainly, Ghana should not be the last stop. I believe that what you're doing here should actually be escalated, and it should actually cover the rest of the continent. So with those few words, probably many words that I have shared with you, I wish to thank you very much, and we are grateful to be part of this journey. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Makong. I'll now hand over the microphone back to Professor Wefe, with great thanks and appreciation for the great hosting. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Michael. I think we are at the tail end of the program. From here, we would want to invite all of you to the HCI lab for a quick demonstration of some of the things that we've been talking about. We'll be showcasing how we go about our work and where we've got into. So before we do that, I think I'll call Professor Ebenezer Usu, the head of Department of Computer Science Department, to give us a closing remarks. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, the Department of Computer Science is happy, very happy to see dignitaries from several countries here to launch the AI scaling blueprint for Africa. We hope this is not going to be the end. We want to see you more here. The department is ready to welcome you. This is a department very young, but we have a lot to offer. If you see the presentation that our students, offered here, you could see the potentials in the department. Thank you very much, and we hope to see you again.
Thank you very much, Prof. Usu. I think from here we will take the lead. It's about 5 minutes walk, those of us who want to walk, and those are coming by bus. It's less than a minute drive. So we go to the lab. Thank you very much. Okay. You have to. Traditionally, Prof. I think they have something for us, Prof. They have something for us. Traditionally, you are supposed to give it up.
Yes. Okay, let's formally hand over the blueprints in the branded bags to just. And for the department, finally? Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you. We'll now follow Professor Wiafe to the lab, please.